the reason that I'm excited about data, the reason that a lot of the people that I talk to are very excited about data is not because they really care about the data. It's kind of ironic, right? What they care about is what the data can do for them. And so um, monetizing data has become a huge race. It's a competitive race. It's a race to kind of define new experiences. It's a race to automation. It's a race. So if we look at some of the data around that on the next slide. So I don't believe in reading slides to people, but I do like to throw them up there. You can see that there's a lot of partnerships between chief data officers, financial officers. I would even say that there's huge partnerships between chief marketing officers and sales officers. And honestly, there's a lot of partnerships going on all over organizations. And the reason is the dream of data is to convert data to dollars. And how you do that is either in one of two ways in traditional business. Either you make more revenue or you reduce costs. And so every part of an organization gets involved in this. If you look at the rise of IoT and operations, facilities management, the ability to save money on utility bills, the ability to turn lights on when you're not there, all of that sort of stuff, from the most primitive out to the ability to do complex control of environmental control. So you only put the right heat and air in the right places, or you move blinds automatically. Like those are huge applications where they're data driven. And when you figure out the right way to do it, it makes the expenses go way down. The operations department in like airlines and railroads are all about optimizing how many flights they can do and at what cost, or how many trains they can send and on what tracks and at what cost. And data informs that process, and the numbers can be staggering in terms of the savings. In the marketing world, being able to target people and offer them the stuff that they actually want is effectively what Amazon is all about. I mean, isn't it always suspicious after you look at something on the web that everywhere you go, you see ads for it on exactly the thing you were looking for? It's kind of the new IT joke. You'll go to someone's computer and you'll go Google something completely not them, and then for the next 2 weeks, they'll see ads on it. That's all data-driven advertising and marketing. And I think people saw it in the movie Minority Report and got really excited about what they could do with it. And so whether you're doing literal, there's a whole industry in terms of being able to walk into a retail store and based on where you're standing in the store, be able to make sure that the things you would be interested in shine because they can turn on lights and stuff automatically on the racks. So you see the shirt that maybe you Googled the night before. Like, again, a whole industry of the data involved with knowing where you're standing exactly in the store and what products are around you and how to do that. Customer service, nobody likes talking to a computer, but these days what's interesting is the artificial intelligence engines going into call centers are sometimes more human-like than the humans. They are not bored, and they are all about trying to figure out what you want and help you get to the right person. And so some of them are actually really pleasant to talk to. It's surprising where AI is taking us that way. And ultimately, if you're calling in and you have a problem, the fastest way to get the problem solved is what makes you happy as a consumer. In general, the customer experience is really changing. So whatever it takes to be able to find your right customer wherever they are and to give them what they need in the way they need it is huge. Same is true if you're in government. Being able to talk to your constituency and get them the information they need is big. The satisfaction scores go up, and that happy people means happier government. I threw one on here because it's actually been pretty big for the last 12 months-ish. And these are all examples of things that translate to dollars, either for a vendor providing it or for a cost saved or whole new product lines coming out. I actually know a railroad in the west part of the United States that wrote software for themselves using their own data to be able to optimize how they do cargo trains. And they actually got to the point that they wrote such good software that they actually started selling it to their competitors, the other railroads, And they make more money sometimes on the rental of that software than they do being a railroad. It's kind of like their new digital you. Same thing happened with enterprise car rental years ago and the insurance rental market. Enterprise wrote the system to do it and gave it to all the insurance companies for free. And it made it really efficient for the insurance companies and reduced the cost of handling rentals for people. And so they just use the system. And of course, if you rent from anybody but enterprise, there's a surcharge for that, which goes to enterprise. So that's how they get paid. So how do we help? How does Mavenspire help? If you haven't met us before, we've been around for more than 20 years, and we are a problem solvers. We're challenge solvers. We're a consulting firm. And our smart as a service consulting kind of brains can help in a couple different areas. We can help you map your data. We can help you figure out what you have, classification of it, the ins and outs of it that help you when you get to the costing model to figure out where you can put it, where it'll be okay and where it won't be okay. And we can help you maintain it. If you want to just make it someone else's problem to keep track and store all this data, we can do that for you. We can help you with the advisory side of answering some of the biggest questions right now, help you with the strategic plans, help you to figure out what your different options are and which ones are going to get you the best impact. And I can help you figure out a business intelligence strategy and start working through it, which is really, again, about monetizing that data. And then finally, in the area of economics itself, we can do the assessment on your current data storage, as well as figure out how to create a TCO and a strategy for data storage budget that's going to take you against your current growth curve. You know, if you need to be able to be a culture of yes, and you can't figure out how to get there, we can help you get there. We can also help introduce to you other financing and CapEx and OpEx and as a service models that can help break down and link increased revenue, reduce costs to the spend that you're doing. And make that something that is actually very palatable to your organization rather than something that's big and scary.